Top tier trading team, we're up at the bell. Hey! Coffee in a paper cup, chasing that swell. Screens glow green like a Friday dream. We ride that chart like a rodeo scene. Living set tight, got a plan on the path. Gap up open, yeah, the pullback's red. We don't chase candles, we just track that flow. Risk real small, let the winners grow. Top tier trading team, raise your hands. Stacking those gains like a rock and brass band. From the pit to the porch to the island sand. We buy that dip, let the bull run stand. Top tier trading team, hear that shout. Cut that loss, flip fear to clout. One good trade, that's what we're about. Top tier trading team, we break out. Call on the calls when the trend runs right. Put on the puts when it tanks all night. Delta in my denim, charts in my boots. Reggae in my veins and the blues in my roots. Red day, same old song. We dance that draw down. We don't stay long. Stop this hit, yeah. We tip our hat. Next clean setup, we load up on that. Top tier trading team, raise your hand. Stacking those gains like a rock and brass band. From the pit to the porch to the island sand. We buy that dip, let the bull run stand. Top tier trading team, feel that fire. Break those chains of a dead end high. Chart that path, climb tick by tick higher. Top tier trading team, never tired. Early bells and midnight scans. We turn those slips into stronger hands. Every loss a lesson, every chart a map. We fall, we rise. We tighten that strap. Oh, yeah, oh, yeah. Eyes on the candle, heart on the plan. We hit the ladder like a marching band. Top tier trading team, raise your hands. Stacking those gains like a rock and brass band. From the pit to the porch to the island sand. We buy that dip, let the bull run stand. Top tier trading team, ring that bell. From the back row barn to the city shell. One loud shout when the profits swell. Top tier trading team, traded well. Top tier trading team, yeah, we climb that screen. From the floor to the sky, living out that dream. Oh, more, yeah. Top tier trading team, we're up at the bell. Hey! Coffee in a paper cup, chasing that swell. Screens glow green like a Friday dream. We ride that chart like a rodeo scene. Living set tight, got a plan on the path.
All right. Good morning, everybody. I hope you had a great evening. You're well rested. You got a nice full belly with your breakfast, and whatever you need to get yourself juiced up here for the morning. And let's go ahead and get started with our pre-market prep. All right, let's get it going here. First and foremost, let's go ahead and start with Amazon. As you can see, guys, we're getting a bit of a pop in the markets overall here. So, wouldn't be surprised to see a little bit of a move back in some of these stocks that have been beaten down a little bit, obviously like the Palantirs and the Netflix and so forth. And Amazon may be the case as well. So we're going to watch to see if we get a move up into this area here. Of course, we have this kind of laid out as a short for us. Okay, so we're going to see, do we enter this 200 to 202 zone and see weakness, in which case we can then anticipate potentially a waterfall move down, and then we could take profits here, near the bottom of yesterday. So right around, maybe 197 if you get in like at say 205. I'm sorry, like 202. You give yourself a nice $5, and then that would be where I'd take the first profit, and then second profit down near 195, and then hopefully shoot for 190. But I think you might get more support at 195 than you would here and maybe at 190. All right, Ford is up as well this morning a little bit, so we are going to be patient with this one. Yeah, it's only $13.90 pre-market. It's only 5 cents up, so it's really not that much. I'm still kind of feeling heavy about Ford, even with the market up and in general. So we're going to wait and see, guys. It's still in that very critical stage where it's got a lot of room to the upside. If this 1388 continues to act as support, we got room all the way up to 1450. If 1415 acts as resistance, we've got room all the way down to 1350. So we're right in the middle of that channel there, guys. And so we want to be very careful. Let the stock tell us what it's going to do, set its more permanent trend, and then we can ride that wave. You can front run, but then you're just putting yourself at jeopardy to get whipsawed in either direction when it finally makes that decision. So personally speaking, I'm going to wait till it decides. If we break and hold 1415, well, likely that's a sign we could go long. If we break and can't regain 1388, that's a sign we can go short. All right, so that's Ford. IONQ has been a monster for us, guys. Really satisfied with this IONQ. Now, because of that, we've been able to take off profit on the way down. So we are, with this bump up, I'm not going to give up that profit. So I'm going to get out right at the opening, and I'm going to see, do we bounce back up into that resistance zone? If so, then that's another opportunity to potentially ride that same short on down that we have been, and then simply capitalize on that. All right, so that's what I'm going to do with IONQ. I'm going to get out at the beginning. Hopefully we get a gap down before the gap up or something of that nature. If not, no big deal, because again, I'm going to get out. I've profited a couple tiers already, so even if it jumps back a little bit, it's going to be like not even a knee scrape, so it's not a big deal. But that's what we're looking at for IONQ. We're looking for possibly a bump back up to that 33 to 34 area resistance to act as, or that area to act as resistance, and potentially take that back on down. All right, Netflix, same thing. I wouldn't be surprised to see us back up in this 80. I mean, if 80 does not act as resistance, we certainly have this 83. Okay, so we're going to wait and see. Is there weakness at 80? If not, if it's strong and we blast through these levels, we're going to wait. We're going to wait till we get to 83, and then we could potentially short Netflix off of 83. And then, as you can see, we have lots of room all the way down to 78 on that. So that's what we're looking at for Netflix. All right, Pfizer. Pfizer is the same as yesterday. Really looking for that 27.45 that it's at right now to hold. Provided it does hold, then we have more opportunity for upside. And obviously we'll take advantage of that. Palantir is also a potential short. We're going to see, does 140, you see the 140 highlighted, act as resistance? If it acts as resistance, then we could potentially take that short back down to yesterday's low. All right, we could take that down to about 125, just a hair over. Otherwise, we wait and see if this level at 140 gets broken. We wait to see if 150 is our resistance. If so, That's our sign. Excuse me. That's our sign to go there, to take that short. All right, so that is Palantir. And last is Tesla. Tesla had a real nice move on up, tapped 430 all the way from 387. And then now we're pulling back here as expected to test our support level. All right. So we're at 414, basically. It's 417, but we tapped 414. I wouldn't be surprised if we get one more touch, but with the market up, we might bounce right off the get-go, guys, with Tesla. And this may find itself back up here around 430 before you know it, and approaching that 440. So we're going to see what happens there as well with Tesla. All right. Any questions that you guys have about any of these trades, please leave them in the chat. Any questions you have about trades you're in that we're not in here or that we haven't covered, please leave those in the chat, and I'll get to them as soon as possible. 2-minute heads up, guys. 2 minutes and the market opens up. All right, fellas, we are open. Market is open. So keep an eye out on your trades. And remember, we don't like to buy before it gets too, settled. We like to wait, let our bounces happen, let our levels get set. We're patient. It's no FOMO Friday, all right? So we're not running into anything. We've got some interesting numbers that came out pre-market, so we're going to see how those settle here for us, and then we're just going to go from there. Okay, so let's be patient, and I'll call it like I see it. All right, Amazon, what are you doing here, buddy? All right, so Amazon's going up to, looks like it wants to test that 200 to 202 resistance level that we had. And we're going to see if that acts as resistance. Continue. Oh, there we go. Looks like we're heading on down a little bit, but it's way early, guys. So we're just going to, again, let these things play out, right? Ford trying to hold that 1388 as best as it can. We're going to let that play out as well. Remember, 1388 has to hold for the long. 1415 is the resistance for the short. IONQ trying to pop up there a little bit, but it looks like we're popping on back down. Up about 40 cents to start the day, but it looks like we're kind of starting to capitulate down here. Netflix, same deal. It looks like things want to make a little move up to those levels, guys, but they're just having trouble. Palantir might be the one exception here so far. But that's not, I'm sorry, Pfizer. Palantir is next. But other than that, seems like everything's really heavy here, guys. Pfizer is light. Palantir just pretty much right there around opening print, around closing print from yesterday. And Tesla, like we said, pre-market is trying to hold that 414 out. That 414 area holds. That's a good place to go sometimes long, just within this channel, just within 430 to 440 is the high end of that channel. So if you grabbed, seeing this double bottom here yesterday into the close, you could have foreseen a little gap down today, which is exactly what it is, to retest this level, which is holding. So that's good if you're on the Tesla long, guys. Congrats. Hopefully that works out for you. And we'll just keep an eye out. All right, folks, not much to doing here, but a little bit to discuss. We got Ford that did hold that 1388, so it's going to go up there to try to reach that 1415. Now that's the area of resistance. This whole zone here between 1388 and 1415 is the decision/indecision zone. Okay, so we break either direction above this red line at 1415, pull back and a hold, we're good for the long. We break down from here, and then we test down here, then we're good for the short. So we're still in that indecision mode. You can see we're barely in the upper half of that channel, of that decision channel. So like we're gonna wait, we're still gonna be patient, we'll let that play out as it should. All right, Amazon still resisting, getting up to that 200. So if you're holding that short, that's good. This volume, yeah, it's a little bit of a seesaw here right now. So, that's how it is the first 15 to 30 minutes. That's why we tend to not really kind of get into anything. We sit back, we let the levels kind of play themselves out, let price action find itself, so on and so forth. Then we act according to whatever the trend may be, or whatever levels we're attacking, or we make the plan at that time. So right now we're still in a bit of indecision on a few of these, which is understandable, guys. You got to remember we have a short week next week, so technically this is a holiday weekend, all right, and so you have to bear that in mind, particularly if you're holding expiration dated options that expire next week. You're going to lose 3 days of theta over this weekend. So be very careful, be very mindful of that. And in fact, personally speaking, anything you have less than the 20th of February for expiration dates, I would personally be getting out of. Simply, you don't want to get nailed on the wrong side of a gap up or gap down, and then you wake up 3 days later to not only 3 days of theta decay on your contracts, but then also a move in the opposite direction, which wipes you out. So another reason we love long-dated contracts, right? It gives us the manageability in our positions. So just something to consider here. Netflix not really doing anything. Pfizer's trying to get up there to break that 28, and that 28's been a big area of resistance for Pfizer, so we'll see what happens there. Palantir's trying to pop up into that area, so we'll see. Does it get to 140 where we can potentially re-short it? And Tesla is very heavily trying that 411 to 414 support here. Now we did dip into the lower end of that support channel. As you can see, we tapped about 411, and then it quickly regained it on a V-shaped recovery, which is nice. Reasonable volume, not like in this candle so much, but we'll see what it brings from here. But if we see a couple more building buy pressure, then this might be a reasonable, channel trade. You can take off this 415 and just expect anywhere from 424 to 430, even as high as 440 or 435. But be cautious, guys. It's made lots of moves over the last week. All right, IONQ finding resistance here at 232, and that's what you want for a continuation on that short. You want 32 to remain resistance, and then we see that 31 by day's end, or 30, by day's end. All right, guys. So it looks like that 32 did in fact act as resistance, or is in fact acting as resistance here on Island Q. That's great if you're in that short. And I will be exiting this position. Again, I'm not looking to hold anything over this long weekend. I don't want to get caught up on the wrong side of a whipsaw price action, coupled with, of course, 3 days of theta. So any short-dated options you've got are at risk for major value loss as well. So want to be very careful. Make sure you're out of positions that you want to be out of. Ford testing that 14.15, guys. So like this is the area to check. If we get above, having held 1388 and getting to test this, if we break and hold this, so again, we want confirmation, right? Not just a break, but a return and a reset to test this level. Upon that confirmation of a retest, then we'll consider the long here on Ford. Otherwise, we're still going to wait, be patient. It's very easy that this thing could very much just waterfall cascade down from here. So we want to be careful. We want to be precise in our entry as much as we can be. And, you know, we make our money on our entry. The better entry you get, the better your profit margins. So we're going to wait here. We're going to kind of watch Ford diligently. Did IonQ everything? Wow, Pfizer doing a great job trying to get up there. Really trying to break through that $27.90 or that $28 resistance there, guys. And it's looking pretty strong there. So if you're in that call, congratulations to you. So far, we've been doing really well this week on Pfizer. Still not much activity here. Surprisingly, a little bit on Palantir. I mean, I wasn't expecting a extravaganza of any type, but that's very muted as far as price action goes and activity. So just one of those days. It's taking a breather to start the day. And then Tesla still trying to hold on to that 414, 411 zone for support. So patience, guys. Patience is the key. All right, we are 31 minutes into the day. It's 9:01 Central. Plenty of time to trade today. Okay, no FOMO. Let's let it play out. Some days, you know, you got to remember with these long holidays as well, we can often get a lack of volume. So you might not get a very big push in either direction, and things could kind of either melt down or melt up because there's not a lot of volume in opposition to whatever trend that a stock settles in. So wouldn't be surprised if we get low volume today, coupled with moderate, price action or even muted price action to some degree in regards to that. So not surprised in that way. All right, that seems to be about it for now, guys. Again, please keep your eyes peeled. Watch out for that Ford. Let's keep an eye on that, and we'll go from there. All right, folks, we are getting a little bit of action here on Ford. Nothing spectacular, but it is pulling back to test that 1415 that we were looking for it to hold. Now, this 1415, pardon, if this holds, and really it's like goes down to 1410 basically, but if this holds, that would be our sign to go long. And then you could look for profit up at yesterday's high, which was 1435. Let me zoom that back for you for a second. See, we have 1435 for yesterday's high. All right, so you could look for that. And then, of course, 1450. All right, so I'll go ahead and mark those levels in case this does hold and you guys decide to take a long off of this hold of about 1410, 1415, in which case, again, 1435 and 1450 should be your profit targets. Other than that, guys, there's really not much. It's very, very muted here in the market. Again, we have an extended weekend. There's going to be low volatility and volume likely today. Wouldn't be surprised to see a number of melt-ups or meltdowns, just low volume melt-ups and meltdowns throughout the day. Looks like Ford is really the only thing moving, ironically enough, because most of the time Ford is the one not moving as much. So we're going to keep an eye on that, and we'll keep an eye on everything else as well. All right, folks, time for our check-in. It's about 9:53 Central Time. So let's see where we're at. Ford's doing its darndest to try to hold that level, guys. So we're very close to getting that final decision here on Ford, but it is looking fairly strong. So pretty interesting. Give me 1 second, guys. All right. There we go. My mouse wasn't being responsive for a moment. And Amazon still resisting at that 200. All right. Not much in terms of action, price action wise here on Amazon, just kind of settling sideways here throughout the day. But we'll see what happens as the day goes through. Or again, very early, guys. Seems very slow and long because not much is happening. So in an hour and a half, if you're staring at the clock, obviously it seems a lot longer. But be patient. Don't FOMO into anything. Again, it's a long weekend, guys. We don't want to get into something wrong, and then we get caught on the wrong end and then 3 days of theta and time decay on our contracts, as well as potentially being on the wrong side of a gap up or a gap down. So be very careful. IONQ, look at that, coming right back up to that. Very close. We're at 32.80 now. We're almost at our entry for the short. So there might be a setup here, guys. Again, long term, nothing that I would consider getting into today would have an expiration date of today or even next week. An abbreviated trading week next week. We've got the holiday, all that. I like to go out, and especially considering, potentially trend reversals overall in the market, you want to give yourself time to be able to manage those positions. So what I'm looking for is some resistance here at this level. If so, then I'm looking to get potentially a short, longer dated, maybe a going out 3-4 weeks at minimum, to be able to really manage the position. But then, grab the same put that I just banked from all the way from down here, or up here, I should say. As you see, this is exactly the area we came down from. Now, this is a strong recovery. Another reason we're going to be very careful, very risk management minded, because with this strong reversal, we're not guaranteed that this is going to be the actual resistance, right? So we're going to give ourselves time to manage that. For instance, if we do break and hold, once we're in the short, say we take the short and we're wrong, there's more of an up move. Well, then we're getting a short dated call to just ride the move up. And then as soon as that's over, I would be selling it, taking some of that profit from the call back into the pocket to take some of the risk off of what I'm would be losing on a potential short. And that way, this is not a devastating trade gone wrong because we have risk management in mind. A little put can help, if not eliminate, certainly decrease significantly any type of loss that you're doing. Well, in this situation, I shouldn't say any type of loss, but many losses in a situation. And that's whether you own stocks or you trade and own options contracts. I mean, this applies for a number of things, as well. So all things that we discuss at Top Tier Trading Team. Again, visit us at toptiertradingteam.com. We're a private group. We have one-on-one private study sessions and strategy sessions. We have group study halls every weekend where we cover a week in review of the trades that we were in, as well as a week ahead looking at trades that we're looking to get into and just setups that we're eyeing down. So you get all that, plus you get direct to phone trade alerts that are in real time. So if you're busy, if you work all day, you have school, whatever, you got kids, you can't always sit there in front of charts, right? Understandable. We have real-time trade alerts direct to your phone. If you feel like, following along, that's certainly an option of yours. And we're available. We've got a community of like-minded individuals and traders that are really motivated and focused on helping each other get better as traders. So again, toptiertradingteam.com. We look forward to seeing you there. Let's see what we've got going on for Netflix. Netflix is basically just trading sideways here this morning. Doing very well in terms of flooring out at 75. But aside from that, really nothing to write home about. And again, we talked pre-market, guys, about a lack of volume today. You're kind of seeing that, right? It's pretty much everywhere. You might have a little move initially, but then everything kind of seems to be settling out and moving sideways. Pfizer very nicely moving sideways, but we get a slow melt up, just like we were talking about, right? So Pfizer is doing nicely for us. All right. Palantir just the same as Netflix. A lot of these guys just taking a quick breather. Tesla trying really hard to hold that floor at 411 to 414. You could see that. Watch the volume profile if you're looking to play this, guys. Man, kind of a muted day, guys. Expected on a Friday before a holiday. So very, very, very normal. Oh, look. So here we go. Now we lost that 14.15. You see why we have to be really patient with this forward trade here. All right. Now that, to me, look, is a bearish indication. And then we have a clear double top right there, right? Just above 14 at what? 14.28. We're down to 14.11. So if and when we retest this 14.15, if you're an aggressive trader, you might want to risk a trade, a short. But again, be very careful because you've seen, an element of strength here this morning. But we're going to get a bit of that after, post earnings, especially when those post earnings were a bit seesawy, a bit of positive, a little bit of negative, so on. So be careful here. If this retakes, then you're obviously good on your call. But we'll see what happens. Keep an eye on that forward. All right. And I go in here. All right, guys. Any questions, leave them in chat. All right, team. I want to go over just a couple things here, but unfortunately, I'm going to have to be leaving soon. I've got a dental appointment I've got to get to. It's about 10:20 Central Time now here on Friday, but this has been a very slow, low volume day. As you can all see, a lot of sideways action going on here. That being the case, there's really there might be some volatility towards the end of the day, so you can kind of look forward to that a little bit. But aside from that, this is likely going to be the day. It's not like during the lunch hour there's going to be an increase in volume and volatility. So I'm not surprised if this continues to be the case. So I'm going to wrap up this morning's edition of the pre-market prep and live swing day trades. If it happens to be that they don't do any dental work on me today, and there's time, I'll come in for the last hour and walk you through the last hour of trades as well. But other than that, if they do, and I end up obviously not being able to get back on live here, you guys have a great weekend. All right, just enjoy some time with your family. Hopefully the weather is lightening up for you. It is here. Thank goodness it's warming up very, very nicely for us. I appreciate that myself. And then we'll be back here obviously first thing Tuesday morning. We'll go over the pre-market prep, be nice and refreshed. Remember, guys, this is a long weekend. You don't want to be stuck in contracts you don't want to be in that are short dated. So please be aware of that. Exit any positions that you're not confident in, that you feel like you don't want to have over that extended weekend. And just be risk minded. Be careful with your money. We're not making money just to lose money, right? That being said, let's kind of run through, see what we see, if there's anything notable. Nothing with Amazon really. Ford's still hanging around at this level. I still think overall we're going to go down. Certainly have these pops, and you could look for that, but you could also see this pop here was lower than yesterday's. I think we got to like maybe 28 here, and before it was like 37. If these pops get lower and lower, that's just another sign that it's potentially weakening out, and that would be sort of a longer bear flag, and maybe a sign that we would end up heading back down sub 14, and then maybe even start actually making some profits on our puts down here at 1375 and 1340. I'm sorry, 50. So that's Ford. Wow, IONQ did an interesting job getting right back up to that 33.75, guys. So again, would be very patient with this. Watch the volume profile if you're continuing to watch an entry on this short. Sadly, I'll probably be gone when it really tests this, so I won't be here to walk you through that live this time. But again, if I can, I'll be back on as soon as I'm done, or first thing Tuesday morning. Nothing noteworthy on Netflix. Wow, Pfizer, unbelievable. Great job, Pfizer. Just moving on up, 28 plus. All right. Palantir, same as Netflix, just moving sideways, and with Amazon. Done a great job on Tesla here, really holding that floor at 411 to 414. And now you can see we're moving on up to 420, and you could expect 430 to be resistance and 435 to really be the level of resistance where I personally would be out of calls, because that's going to be heavy up there. All right, guys, great job trading this weekend. Great job trading today, being patient, not jumping into things right away. That's exactly what we need to do, especially on these low volume days where there's holidays around the corner and short weeks and so forth. Just want to be extra careful, right? We're here to make money, not to lose it. So, all right, guys, have a great weekend. If I can, I'll see you later this afternoon. If not, have a great holiday.
Da 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 da. Da 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 da. opening bell. Coffee in my cup and a story to tell. Candle on the screen, got a tail in the wick. Wrist tight, mind right, pulling that trigger quick. Green Day grin with a country draw. Blues in my past, now I'm watching it fall. Rocking my spine, reggae swaying my seat. Top tier trading team, bringing that heat. Hey! Top tier trading team, we ride that away from the red to the green, from the fear to the brave. Charts look mean, but we still don't cave. We just dance through the drawdown, pockets to save. Top tier trading team, turn the grind to a dream. High tide, high vibe, the rocket stream. Every bell, every bar, we're a laser beam. Top tier trading team. Top tier trading team. Calls on a runner, puts for the slide. Cover my downside, let the upside glide. Stop, set, snug, so the loss stays small. Win big, lose small, that's the name of the call. Pivot at support, let the losers go. Let the winners walk, let the compound grow. From the laptop glow to the back porch swing, we sing about spreads like a porch front hymn. Oh yeah, top tier trading team. We ride that away from the red to the green, from the fear to the brave. Charts look mean, but we still don't care. We just dance through the drawdown, pockets to save. Top tier trading team, turn the grind to a dream. High tide, high vibe, let the profit stream. Every bell, every bar, we're a laser beam. Top tier trading team. Top tier trading team. Who you call when the candles shake? Who you roll with when the floor might break? When the line pulls back but your hands stay clean, sing it out loud. Yeah, you know that team.